Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am the Crushinator, and tonight I'm doing a late night Division A West cast, so we're going to keep it cool, we're going to keep it even energy, we're going to have ourselves an excellent matchup here. We've got Rendition Inquisition taking on Psistorm Probes. Teams are in the lobby. The lobby was conspicuously missing for a little bit, but it looks like it's here now. We're getting ready to get into game number 1. Hope you're all having a fantastic time. Let's go over to map select. Alterac Pass and Garden of Terror were banned away by Rendition Inquisition. Psistorm Probes removing Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya Foundry. We're going to start things off here on Towers of Doom for game number 1. Let's jump into that draft. Draft is here. This is one of our double round robin divisions, so these teams will be facing off multiple times before the playoffs go through. But we'll see what the ban strategy is to start things off here on Towers of Doom. See what comfort picks are targeted out in these bans, or if they keep things fairly general. It is Psistorm Probe's first to act here. Rendition Inquisition opting for the first pick after winning the coin flip. Garrosh going to be the first ban here. Garrosh can do some work here on towers. There's a lot of area control possibilities, people having to walk up to certain points. That's where Garrosh can do some work. Well, the lanes are fairly wide, so it can be a little bit of trouble on the rotations, but definitely comes out ahead on those big control team fights. Junkrat going to be the ban here from Rendition Inquisition. Very good at the long-range interrupt, very good at the wave clear component that's required here on Towers of Doom. Psistorm Probes thinking about their next ban here. Be the Brightwing. Brightwing just sort of a strong healer. Global can always be used. Also the Polymorph, a decent follow-up for any sort of tank engage. Johanna next to be banned away here by Rendition Inquisition. Once again, the trend of Johanna activity in the draft continues on for NGS this week. Whole lot of Johanna picked and banned in all the games that I've cast, at least. To get the fan on him here. Valir are going to open things up with a Sylvanas for Psistorm Probes. Sylvanas still probably the best generalist from the DPS position. Can do pretty much everything and anything with the Banshee Queen. Showing the hand early here is Rendition Inquisition. We've got a Varian Anduin. Definitely looking like a pick comp coming on out from the blue team. Garrosh banned away. That is a major sort of tank matchup. Garrosh can do very well into Varian. Not an option this time. Ron is going to go ahead and pick up the Stukov while Cortezel brings the Hanzo, so locking both their damage options. Is Psistorm Probes going to leave their tank and their off lane for the later picks. Rendition Inquisition going to further reduce the tank pool, get the ETC taken away here. Taking a look at this comp here on the side of Psistorm Probes. You need something that can help follow it up with the Stukov. Diablo can do that. Murda, not too bad. As we see Jaina banned away. Just trying to target most of the options that go with a Varian. One of the best remaining ones, probably a Tychus. Go with the Tassadar here. Robot Ninjas on the Tassadar, Nihilist on the Dahaka. Rendition Inquisition has a flex pick remaining for their comp. Psistorm Probes already got their damage and heals sorted out. See what they want to do from the tank position, and I'll see what they want to put across from Dahaka in the off lane here. Azul here from Blank, and Monsieur is on the Muradin. Azul can do some work here, but is honestly a little bit gankable, which is surprising for a pickup into a Varian Anduin. So far, Tassadar can't really burst down Azul, but we'll see what King Elisar wants here, and it is going to be that Tychus, and suddenly Zul's life might be a little bit harder if Rendition Inquisition can step on the gas and really focus on those mid lane ganks. But time shall tell as we look at our switcheroos on the heroes. Looks like Psistorm Probes throwing the heroes around just a little bit here before going back to their picks. Here we go. Game number 1 on the left in the blue, we have Rendition Inquisition. Chip Crunk is on the Varian, King Elisar on Tychus, Robot Ninjas on the Tassadar, Nihilist on Dahaka, and OSG Boy on the Anduin. On the right in the red, we have Psistorm Probes. Cortezel is on the Hanzo, Monsieur on Muradin, Valera's on Sylvanas, Ron is on the Stukov, and we've got Blank on the Zul. Zul going to be solo mid for now. We got 3 in the top lane, possibly trying to take advantage of the Sylvanas Black Arrows. We see stun onto Nihilist here. Monsieur trying to slow down Dahaka. Got a drag into tower range. Chip Crunk coming on up here. Not going to provide a whole lot of CC until level 4. So top tower is taking a little bit of damage there. And Psistorm Probes gets away. Meanwhile, Zul cleans up the mid, is going to throw that wave right into tower range, move it on down to the bottom side, and Dahaka's actually had to dig on down here to match. So definitely a different sort of rotation coming on out from Psistorm Probes to start things off. Possibly trying to throw off the rhythm of Rendition Inquisition. King Elisar doing some work on Tehran here as the wave clear continues on the top side. Erdin is going to rotate on down here. Bone Prison onto Nihilist, but a very nice duck avoids both forms of CC. Top camp a possibility is Chip Crunk looking for Cortezel. Doesn't have the taunt for another couple levels. Blank actually coming up to the top lane here. Zul all the way up to the top side. I imagine we're going to see Psistorm Probes start to peel out here to make sure they get as much experience as they can. Rendition Inquisition, while they're here, are going to try to provide some pressure with this camp, but staying as 4 here. Dahaka on the way as well. This is a heavy, heavy rotation coming on out here from Rendition Inquisition. The camp is claimed, but they are as 5 here in the top lane. Mike gonna have to go ahead and deal with this camp that Nihilist is trying to push in. Left side camp being scouted here by Monsieur. Going for a stun there onto OSG Boy, but does not get it. Nice dwarf toss over the architecture. Brings Murd into safety, and there's Zul going down. Dahaka actually getting a solo kill in the top lane. 4s are in. We're going to see the taunt come on out here onto Cortezel, and that is Hanzo to fall. Hanzo not respecting that Varian range and gets punished for it. So it didn't even take a gank from the team of Rendition Inquisition. It was just a Dahaka solo kill. Then Zul's going to have to try to get back into lane and make sure that XP is picked up. Mid is being helped out here by the side of Psistorm Probes, though, so Zul going to be able to catch an extra wave here. Meanwhile, bottom lane is cleared out. We've got Stukov and Hanzo ready to catch the experience. Altars are activating for our first objective. Psistorm Probes not going to give away top left here. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Ron and Cortezel are chased away by the 4 members. Bottom channel is going to go over to Rendition Inquisition. They might be able to come on up here and help as well, as Tassadar is in the area. We're 1-for-1 for now. Azul is actually just pushing the top lane here with Sylvanas, getting the entire wall down. And they're not too concerned with this objective. OSG Boy's going to channel. And Psistorm probes just go ahead and give it up. Hanzo pushing up the bottom lane here. Just a very strong siege potential. Chip Crunk on the flank is going to get a charge taunt. Cortezel gotten very low on health, is forced to jump to the low side. Is going to be dismounted there by the Tychus grenade, and Hanzo goes down. Went for a sort of a cheeky mount-up play. A nice scout there from Rendition Inquisition. Nihilist gets the drag there onto Blank. Monsieur going to try to peel away. Does do so, and Zul is free. Bottom lane wall now to fall here on the right. Nihilist. Gonna grab that extra wave here at the top as Zul moves to the mid. Looks like we might have a camp invade here. Chip Crunk is checking it out. Taunt comes out onto Monsieur. Great root follow-up timing, and that is Muradin to fall. King Elisar not able to get up to the point on time, but a great pick there from Rendition Inquisition. See what they can do with these sappers. Wall already down, so if they get in range... Oh, yeah, my bad. Sappers were taken by red team. My B. We've got a single altar phase ready to spawn in the bottom lane, and right now, Rendition Inquisition, they don't even need an advantage. They're just going to step up and try to take this. Monsieur jumps on in here, finds the stun onto Chip Crunk. Varian parries a little bit of that tower damage, trying to move on back here. Sylvanas not going to give chase as our single altar phase is up now.
Do not disappoint me.
See if Ron can pick up this channel. Zul's coming on down here for a fight. Nice stun onto Chip Crunk. Varian is trying to get away here. Taunt comes out, but not before the Dwarf Toss is committed. Channel not completed just yet, so we've got ourselves a little bit of a scrap. Cortezel waiting on the side for a possible interrupt. Monsieur doing the same. Robot Ninja's going for a channel here. Muradin gonna make sure that that isn't comfy, though, before giving it up. So Rendition Inquisition going to be up 36 to 28 on core health here in the early going. Zul pushing in a big wave top. Going to just rotate on down here. We see Sylvanas has picked up a wave. But that is bottom fort going down. One thing Tassadar really good at is just reliable siege damage. Do that from afar. Left side Sapper is going to be the choice here for Rendition Inquisition, as they did find their level 10s. We've got the Adaptation, Juggernaut, Draken Laser Drill, Archon, and Light Bomb. For the side of Psistorm Probes, we've got the Dragon Strike, Wailing Arrow, Poison Nova, Flailing Swipe, and Avatar. You're going to warp on out of trouble as Chip Crunk finds a quick taunt onto Ron. Damage not quite in range, though, as now Monsieur is going to try to turn the tide. Stunned and silenced is Chip Crunk, but manages to get away there, intercepting back to safety. Burden just going to wait on the top side here, but the side of Psistorm Probes, their only real reliable poke onto the structure is through the Sylvanas, and Valera has to be careful when getting in range there. Could be a scuffle over this bottom camp. Zul into Haka nowhere in the area. Draken Laser Drill comes on out, and there is the Dragon Strike right through the heart of the members of Rendition Inquisition. Ron steps up, is going to get the channel here. Monsieur in trouble. Anduin and Muradin are going to trade out. King Elisar is hit by the Poison Nova. Chip Crunk very low as well. That's going to be Tychus taken down. Varian falls in the background as well. 3 down here, possibly looking for more. Nihilist getting underground here. Ron is low. Robot Ninjas is cleaning up. That's 2 kills for Tassadar before going down. Ends up being a 5 for 3 here. And 2 channels go over to Psistorm Probes. So those 2 channels are only going to be worth 6 shots. See if bottom lane fort can be recaptured here for the red squad. Rendition Inquisition going to even up the map, even up the scoreboard, and reset the match for the most part. They are slightly ahead in experience, despite being down 2 in kills, so their experience soak with Zool and their visiting of the mid lane is paying dividends here. Chipkrunk moving around aggressively, looking for someone to taunt, looking for someone to get in range. So we see the silent slow combo. OSG boy gonna save the Varian. Monsieur thinking about a flank, but thinks better of it. Bottom sappers are starting to barrel on in. Monsieur tries to stop it. The black arrows are going to turn off the sappers for now. 1 goes down. 2 are going to connect with the structure. Light bomb engaged there from Chipkrunk, and Stukov to fall. Dragon Strike right through the middle of everything once again. Poison Nova onto 3. This could be a triple. Tassadar and Tychus to go down. Chipkrunk trying to turn it around, but that is a 3-for-1 and possibly more. OSG boy discovered on the low side. That is a quad kill right before our single altar phase unlocks. Looks like they want to get an extra structure before the channel that's coming up in 15 seconds here. Monsieur taking a big portion of damage. So the minion wave is kind of trapped back here. Let's see if they've got enough damage to do it. Black arrows do come online. That will almost certainly be an extra structure down. Honestly, Zool has been kind of the more impactful pop-up team fighter here in this match. Psistorm Probe's getting a lot of value off of those Poison Novas here from Blank. Bottom tower is about to go back over. Looks like there's not going to be much of a defense here from Psistorm Probes. It'll be taken back pretty quickly. Looks like the focus is going to be on the mid. We've got a crashing wave taking out most of the wall here. Nihilist stepping into the wrong neighborhood is going to go for the stasis. Uses the essence, pops the adaptation. Everything used, and it's still not enough. Tychus is still alive because it's Dahaka that went down. Bottom tower is reclaimed here by Rendition Inquisition, but they are going to lose the mid here. Don't have their 16s just yet, but it is close. There's the 16s. Seeing if a power play is in the cards here. Nice silent zone onto Tassadar as Robot Ninjas was looking to step up and get a wall. Looks like we got ourselves a camp invade. Monsieur trying to hold the point here. Chipkrunk does not want to allow it. Is going to charge taunt onto the point. Light bomb lands onto 2, but the shielding is just going to be too much. Huge zoning by Hanzo. Tychus to go down. Zool going to be traded out for Dahaka here as the team fight continues. That's Varian going down next. Ron has got to watch out here on the edge for Robot Ninja. 3-for-1 here for the side of Psistorm Probes. Valera and Ron got to watch out. They need to get a little bit of healing ticking. There they go. The green booger is out. 5 structures to 1 on the triple altar phase. This could be 18 shots. Cortezel channeling the top side here. We've got Stukov channeling the bottom side. That's already 12 shots into the core. With Hanzo going back, what was a pretty close game is all of a sudden being blown wide open by Psistorm Probes. Taking the core health of Rendition Inquisition all the way down to 7. Meanwhile, on the top side, Valera and Cortezel getting the last tower here. They're going to start themselves a 6 cap. Ron in trouble, gets charge taunted, and Stukov goes down. We're going to see 1 shot go across, and that is going to be it here as 1 tower is recreated for the blue team.
Another tower under my dominion.
Still putting that to 6. Cortezel going to come up here and start a boss right now. We see Rendition Inquisition focusing on getting their bottom tower back, but their core health is going to be down to 2 here in just a moment. Blank, you got to watch out, buddy. Zool headed on back to base. Less than 100 health, almost went down there. Top tower is still standing. Murden is going to go ahead and start these sappers. If 2 get across the line, that's game. Right now, everyone in the bottom lane here for Rendition Inquisition, they might not be able to get back in time. Top camp is taken. We'll see if they start to back. Blank is not going to let him. Poison Nova comes on out, just trying to create some space here. Dahaka, the only one in the top lane. Blank, staying alive as long as possible, just trying to get everyone down. Dahaka is down. Dahaka has fallen. This is going to be the game. Sappers come across the line, and game is over. Psistorm probes pick up the victory. Well played, GG. Very nicely played there on the map, understanding the win conditions there on the side of Psistorm probes. Rendition Inquisition caught unaware, trying to get back that map control. They're going to have to try to get it back here for game number 2. Let's go to the post-match. See what the stats can tell us here. Robot Ninjas on the Tassadar, top siege, top hero damage at nearly 30,000 for the side of Rendition Inquisition. Cortezel on the Hanzo, 42,500 hero damage for Psistorm probes. Take a quick look at the talents as we update the scoreboard. Get ourselves ready for a game number 2. Alrighty, welcome back. We are setting up here for game number 2 in this Division A West matchup. Rendition Inquisition currently down 0-1 here to Psistorm probes. That first Towers of Doom game. Looks like we're setting up for game number 2. We've got 10 players in the lobby, so we're getting started shortly. Let them know that I'm ready, and we'll go over to the map screen. We are going to be going to Braxis Holdout here for game number 2. Fun fact, the only difference between the 2 map pools, between NGS Standard and Storm Division, is that there's no Braxis in Storm Division. So, a map that I will see somewhat less this season, but interesting to see how it's going to go here. Teams are just sorting themselves out, and we'll be able to get into the draft in just a moment, but we'll come back to me. Let us do it. Psistorm probes looking pretty strong on the map knowledge there in game number 1. We'll see if they can bring any interesting strats here to Braxis Holdout. They focus top lane on Towers of Doom. See if they do the same thing on Braxis. We'll see if they do a 2-3 split, a 2-1-2 type of thing. There's one way to play Braxis that a lot of teams do, which is just you go 1-4 and you go 1-4. But some teams get spicy with it. Some teams really want to play a different style. And for a map that doesn't get played that often, if you've got a niche strategy, it can really be something that strikes fear into your division. Band staying fairly similar here. Garrosh and Junkrat removed. See how similar it goes here with 3 and 4. Braxis Holdout. Of course I want to see an Artanis. I think there's a better chance that we see something like a Gul'dan. Though there's a school of thought on Braxis where you'd say, don't worry so much about wave clear, just win the objective. You still need a little bit, because you can't just fight on the point forever and then, you have to get off the point to get the experience and you lose the point. But I remember, teams and plans that are just over planning for clear, like they're going Johanna and Gul'dan and Ragnaros and, Leoric. It's like just this incredible amount of wave clear, but then you just lose all the objectives and you clear them away, but you just kind of slowly lose the game. So we'll see these teams draft a proper amount of point control here on Braxis. Valera just going to go right back to the Sylvanas. Worked pretty good in game number 1. Might as well run it back in game 2. Robot Ninjas is going to take away the Stukov. It's a little bit of a counter pick action there, and Nihilist is going for the Varian, so they're going to try to get a better duo off the top here with this Varian comp. Psistorm probes. Didn't have too much trouble dealing with the Varian last time, though the map they were playing on was a little bit bigger. We're going to see Ron go for the Lucio this time to try to get folks out of trouble a little bit more frequently. And there's that Gul'dan. Cortezel locks it in here for Psistorm probes. Another double damage lock-in before the mid-bands. Very interesting. That's not something you see a lot. Usually you see teams split 1 damage before the mid-bands, 1 damage after in that second pick position. This is the second time in a row they've gone healer damage. Rexar to be removed by Rendition Inquisition. Just a generally strong solo lane up top. We'll see if they're looking at a Tychus or a Jaina ban here to try to get rid of that trio. Though honestly, you know, pick your poison there. Maybe you want to just ban something else. They're just going to go ahead and remove the Tychus. They had the Jaina ban last time. We'll see if Jaina is going to be the choice here for Rendition Inquisition, or if they've got another burst in mind. Going back to the Tassadar, and we've got a Kira here selected by Chipkrunk. That could be a Kira to stay with the 4. It could be a Kira in the top lane. Kira does have some solid matchups up there, though not all the matchups are great. So we'll see what the off-lane choice is here for Psistorm probes. Stitches here for Teal, and we've got an Artanis. Oh, it's my new favorite team. Psistorm probes picking the 2 best heroes in the game in Gul'dan and Artanis. See how that Artanis Kira matchup goes on down, as it looks like we've got a Zarya here to aid in the bottom lane. So this is looking like an off-lane Kira. Hyper carry Tassadar type of setup. Of course, when Kira joins for the 5-man fights, the Zarya bubbles will allow a lot of extra attack power here for Kira. Let us do it. Game number 2 on the left in the blue, we have Rendition Inquisition. Robot Ninjas is on Stukov. King Elisar is on Tassadar. Huron Thalion coming in on the Zarya. Chipkrunk on Varian. And we've got Nihilist on the Kira. On the right in the red, Psistorm probes. Valera is on the Sylvanas. Blank on the Artanis. Teal is playing Stitches. Ron on the Lucio. Cortezel on the Gul'dan. Looks like we do have another interesting rotation here from Psistorm probes, going as 5 to the top lane. Staying off the map for now. Nihilist going to stay in tower range. Huron Thalion just checking it out. Looks like they have smelled something here on the top side. Nihilist going to be carried on back. Kira gets dropped off, pushed back, and will go down as first blood. Looks like we might have ourselves a base race here on the bottom side. They're just going to go ahead and step up to this wall. Artanis. Reactive parry to try to deal with the one-on-one versus Kira. An interesting maneuver there. Looks like the race is favoring Psistorm probes. They're halfway done with the fort. Fort is starting to be damaged here for the side of Rendition Inquisition. So Blank will not have that siege potential on the Artanis, but will have some staying power versus this Kira. Are we just base racing? They're going to step up. They're going to do the damage here to the keep wall. Nihilist steps out as Blank trying to drop off Kira, but Nihilist holds on. So trade fort for fort here. Teal and crew going to come on down. Sylvanas on the way as well. And we have some very interesting rotations. Artanis going to get ahead of the path here and grab this channel. Bottom side channel picked up by Psistorm probes as well, as they're going to do some macro maneuvers. Blank getting out of trouble here as Nihilist grabs the top side. Looking for a swap here as Blank, not going to get it. We'll see if that reactive parry does give Artanis the edge here. The Robot Ninjas is going to come on over and deny the 1v1 honorable duel and just claim this point here for Rendition Inquisition. Cruiser camp push here in the bottom lane for Psistorm probes are going to clear the enemy Hellbat camp and get some work done. Here Thalion going to be hooked in briefly, going down to half health. Teal slowed here, trying to get away from that big beam of Zarya as the push continues. Objective getting a little bit over 50% before Kira deals with the top lane. Ron pushed away. There's Zarya pulled in here, but Cortezel and Teal a little bit low on health. Teal is about to be punished. Stitches goes down. Chip Crunk looking for more, but Valera able to get away before the taunt cooldown is available. Checking on our top lane matchup here. Nihilist and Blank battling it out. Blank staying fairly high on health. The rest of the team coming on through here. Nihilist may not be so lucky. There is the trait, but there's no fort to move away from. Big swap comes on in. Kira is being healed up here as Chip Crunk has intercepted Ron. Kira to fall. Lucio trying to get out of trouble here. Down to 30 health, down to 8, and that is Lucio going down. Blank trying to survive as here Thalion pulled away. Blank has these shields rolling, but eventually will go down here. Objective goes over to Rendition Inquisition through all of the mayhem. Charge taunt onto the Stitches. Teal going to be blocked in by the wall, as now the Zerg are on their way. Cortezel trying to get a little bit of health here on the side, but has to watch out for that Varian charge. Wall is starting to fall. Charge taunt comes out onto Valera. Sylvanas being forced back. Dan getting some roasting waves onto this objective, but still has to watch out for that health total. Fort is going to be saved. Cortezel really playing with fire with that health bar. Thalion is low. Taunt comes out onto Stitches once again. Big swap from Artanis, and we've got ourselves a full re-engage here from Psistorm probes. Robot Ninjas going down to half, but then healing right back up again with that bio kill switch. Artanis and Kira will pass in the night here. Stitches grabbing a globe. We'll see what the objective phase looks like this time. Should be coming up in the next minute or so. Boss is now up and available as we are at the 5-minute mark. We'll see if there's any bullying onto that one. Teal thinking about a hook over the wall here. Teal wants it. We'll see if the timing is there. Gotta throw it. Backed away too much. Blank goes in and is going to get stopped. Unstoppable on the swap. There's a silent zone though. Artanis does not have anywhere to go. Blank is taunted and taken down. I gotta feel like if Teal just stays in range, that hook is successful, but Stitches moved back first. Came up short. Chip Crunk looking for one, but everyone is able to get away here on the side of the red team. Kira still dealing with the top lane push, has, you know, enough wave clear to deal with single targets, but these groups can cause some trouble. Top fort is open and is going to be claimed here by Rendition Inquisition. Psistorm probes working on the bottom half. Actually, they're not going to be able to get the tower. They took too much damage there. And now the Superior Siege is coming on out. See how much more they can get. Minion wave is kind of stopped, but the black arrows should be enough here from Sylvanas. Got a big flank coming on down the side here. Members are starting to move back, but they've got nowhere to move back to. Teal sees the whole team coming. Chip Crunk is already at half health. Silent Zone, taunt comes out. Artanis in trouble, is trying to move it on back here. Swaps away to try to move Kira on out to the side. Chip Crunk low, but survives. Artanis to go down. Teal is low and trying to move back. Ron should have enough moves to juke back to safety. And now the objective is up, and it looks like Rendition Inquisition are in a commanding spot. You're in Thalion. Ooh, that is a... That camp grants vision, so that they are seen. Charge taunt onto Cortezel. Great wall placement, and that is Gul'dan going down. Valera able to boost on out of there with the help of Lucio. Tensor here for Rendition Inquisition. We've got the Juggernaut. We've got the revolving, unrelenting strikes. Expulsion Zone, Massive Shove, and Black Hole. So now we have looking like 100-0 objective here for Rendition Inquisition. They've got a solid experience lead. Artanis looking for a swap, but the gate's still up here. Valera in trouble. That Expulsion Zone is money. Sylvanas to go down. That's Artanis falling next. Teal not going to be spared. A triple kill here for Rendition Inquisition, and they're going to have a big wave on the back of these kills. They might be able to snowball this into a quick victory. Cruiser Camp stepping on up here. All they need is a couple more picks. Chip Crunk trying to stay in range. Bottom Keep is going to eat some of these Banelings. Chip Crunk trying to get in range. We've got a decent push towards core. The members are up, but they don't have level 10s yet. Over on the side of Psistorm probes. There they go. They're going to move into the core. Blank looking for a swap on a King Elisar. Not going to get it. Core shielding is starting to be scratched down. Blank moves on up here as Chip Crunk finds the isolation. Taunt comes on out, and that is Artanis down. Core is down to 50%. Wave is still firing away onto the core here. It has to be cleared up. Ron and Teal in trouble. That is Lucio down. Kira goes down as well, but so does the core. A very quick victory. Rendition Inquisition are going to even up this series. GG. Very nicely done. Solid execution, solid strategy there. It's going to send us to a game number 3 in this A-West matchup in less than a 9-minute game. Well played. Let's go to the post-match. Rendition Inquisition. That one's not too bad. There's not, like, too many close syllables close together. It flows nicely between the vowels. Kirin Thalion on the Zarya. Top hero damage there for Rendition Inquisition. A little over 21,000. Cortezel on the Gul'dan. Master of damage here for Psistorm probes. Almost 30,000 there and nearly 50,000 on the siege total. Take a quick look at the talents. Update the scoreboard, and we'll see if we can get ourselves a game number 3 here. Alrighty, welcome back. We are setting up here for a game number 3 for Rendition Inquisition versus Psistorm probes. We had a pretty solid victory there for Psistorm probes on Towers of Doom, followed by a sub 9-minute victory for Rendition Inquisition on Braxis Holdout. I don't know how this game 3 is going to go. I feel like it's going to come down to this execution, and it seems like these teams have, you know, some pretty comfortable maps on each side, but I don't know which one of them's got the Dragonshire strats, because that's where we're going to for game 3 here. Once again chosen by Rendition Inquisition. See if Dragonshire is the secret sauce to come on through with the reverse sweep. But the draft is up. Let's get on into game 3. Let us do it. Doing it is what we do. See if there's any change in the ban strategy here, or if we're just sticking with the solid standards that have been established this series. Starting off strong. Get that garage gone. Goodness gracious, excuse me. I'll let you in on a little secret. When I picked this game up, it was set for 10 p.m. Eastern. And I was like, you know, it's a late game. It's weekend. We can, you know, we can change it up. We can do something a little bit later. And then The div mod contacted me. He was like, hey, they're going to play at 11. I was like, it's fine. Totally fine. It's you know, it's the weekend. We'll do it. I'll be perfect. And I'm sitting here like, oh, it's late. My body's like, what are you doing? Like, just cast the series. It's fine. It's time to go to bed. No, it's not time to go to bed. It's game 3. All right, let's get through it. A few extra tank bans here, as Varian was chosen to be removed by Psistorm probes. The rest have been fairly standard, and Ron is going to show us some Brightwing action here on first pick. Tassadar once again, Robot Ninjas. One trick in it here in this series. Won't have the Varian for the follow-up. This time it's going to be an ETC coming on through from Chipkrunk. See if it's another double damage here from Psistorm probes. See if they have the answer for the snap engage style of Rendition Inquisition. I would just run it back. I would run Sylvanas Hanzo, to be perfectly honest, but we'll see what they're thinking. We're going to see Tychus here from Valera, and Blank is going to show us some Rexar. Alright. Rexar top lane, always a good standard here on Dragonshire. Tychus can put a hurtin' onto ETC. Tychus can put a hurtin' on anybody, to be honest. But Cortezel will make it past the mid-ban here for a little bit of extra information before that second damage pick. See what this blue ban is coming on out. Gonna be a Diablo ban. Really focusing on the tank pools here. The Lord of the Rings comp. You're happy for the gas because Twitch is usually dead at this hour? Even the Western teams tend not to go all the way to 11 Eastern. Usually it's like a 10:30 or a 10 o'clock, just because they're so used to playing with East Coast players. So it's not that common that casts start this late. And it just so happens that on a Friday I'm able to grab this one. Uther, the ban from Psistorm probes. Definitely a solid pairing with ETC. Getting spicy here. Her and Thalion going for the Sonya, and we've got a white main from Nihilist. White main is absolutely a passion pick in Heroes of the Storm right now. Hard to play, hard to get value out of. But when you know what you're doing, you can do some really interesting burst combos and really sort of stymie your opponent, because folks just don't really know how white main works. Corteza will go back to that Hanzo, and this time Teal is going to show us some Anubarak tank gameplay. King Alisar in the last pick position, leaving the flex open for Rendition Inquisition. Looking at this comp. Vala, Raynor, Junkrat. Something auto-attacky, something that can pressure a Nubarak. It's going to be a Maiev here from King Alisar. Maiev Whitemane. A combo not often run, but very often clipped. We could have ourselves a big blow-up festival here for Rendition Inquisition. That's been kind of their style. Is the flashy plays, Psistorm probes, looking to win on the map here with this Rexar Nubarak Brightwing. See which style comes out ahead. Let's do it. We've got game number 3. On the left in the blue, it is Rendition Inquisition. King Alisar is on the Maiev. Chipkrunk on ETC. Nihilist on the white main. Thalion on Sonya. And Robot Ninjas is playing the Tassadar.
10 seconds.
On the right in the red, we've got Psistorm probes. Teal on Anubarak. Cortezel on the Hanzo. Valera on Tychus. Ron on the Brightwing. And Blank on the Rexar. Here we go again. Psistorm probes showing that the top lane is the only lane for them. Rexar going to go straight to covering both bushes here. Here on Thalion just going to be dismounted. Cortezel coming on down. Not going to be the focus on the top lane. Instead, they're going to try to bait the top lane. Blank is trying to get someone to follow him up here. And just like they don't even see him. Sonya goes the safe way. Teal is not going to see it. Wow. Rendition Inquisition they just went, nope. We want nothing to do with it. We're going to start our rotations. And honestly, that's probably about the best play they could have made. They've got a small experience lead. No one went down. They got some damage on the bottom wall. Everything looking shiny here for the blue side. Siege camps are up. We see only the left side started here, but Cortezel and Teal going to get that going for Psistorm probes. Meanwhile, on the top side, quite the battle here as Blank is putting some big damage on it here on Thalion. The wave collapse doing some work into Sonya. Going to force out a tap here. Chip Crunk is looking for Ron here in the mid. Brightwing not going to show. Nubrak might here, though. Teal is going to see first. Rexxar had to back, so Sonya is going to get top control for now. King Elisar trying to control the bottom side. So Psistorm probes are going to be a little bit behind in levels here in a moment. King Elisar wants a pull, not going to get it. Brightwing has to hold the mid for now as 4 members of Rendition Inquisition are going to push in this siege camp. Chip Crunk wanted to slide there. Teal went unstoppable to get away. Bottom wall here at the 2-minute mark is already taking damage. Double pull comes out. Teal in some trouble. Stops for a stun. Trying to move on down the bottom side. Gets the burrow charge to safety. Rexxar holding true there on the top side. Sonya forced to rotate out and grab some experience. As 4 members of Psistorm probes are kind of stuck down here on the defense. That's going to put them even further behind in experience. Teal moves on out looking for a kill, but is blocked by the wall. King Elisar with the pull, and there's the knockback. Anubarak trying to make something happen, but pays the price. Sonya trying to wrestle back this top point versus Rexxar. A very tough task to do. Let's see how they do it. Well, it's not always about the one-on-one matchup, Drapes. One thing Sonya can do is double rotate a lot better than Deathwing or Kira, can take camps a lot better than Deathwing or Kira. And also has a pretty impactful teamfight presence if the leap is going to come in on the side. It's all about what your team is trying to get ahead doing. Not necessarily getting solo kills. They are brawling it out up there. 7s have been achieved here by the members of Rendition Inquisition. There's the engage. Polymorph comes out onto Chip Crunk, but there's enough armor to get ETC back to safety. King Elisar coming on down here, finds a quick pull on the slide here. Cortezel in big trouble. Hanzo goes down. Rendition Inquisition not able to take back the bottom point in time. Dragon Knight is picked up here by Tychus. It's going to try to do some work here in the mid while the bottom lane pressure comes through from Rendition Inquisition. Nihilist in trouble there as Misha going down in the top lane. Teal going to have to be healed up there. Looks like they're not going to quite get this whole structure down as Chip Crunk looking for a counter engage onto Teal. Maiev stunned out of re-teleporting to that Echo. Meanwhile, the Dragon Knight has just been left to push as it will, taking down almost the entire mid-fort, which is not usually what you expect out of an early dragon, and that mid-fort is going to fall. Wow, Psistorm probes getting a lot more out of that than I expected them to. Dragon Knight is down here. Cortezel has to watch out for this rotation, but does start to get on back. Bruiser camp going here for Psistorm probes as Rexar tries to double up the soak here in mid. Bottom Bruiser camp going to be the choice here for Rendition Inquisition. Sony going to be soloing the left side camp here, trying to counter the Bruiser camp chosen by Psistorm probes. Teams are just macroing their hearts out. Macroing to their heart's content. Rexar just tagging Maiev on the way here. Not going to be able to contest the camp alone. We've got the siege camp rolling here on the bottom left. 10s have arrived here for Rendition Inquisition. Got Stage Dive here for ETC, going for a little bit of a global. Scarlet Aegis for the White Mane. Wrath of the Berserker, Warden's Cage, and the Archon. Scarlet Aegis is interesting to see. Usually you see the Reckoning alongside Warden's Cage. That leaves them somewhat more flexible in their tools, but also a little bit less synergistic. Stage Dive is also an interesting idea. We'll see if ETC possibly goes up and tries to get Rexar with that ult. Ooh, that's going to be trouble. Warden's Cage comes on out as Dragon Strike comes on through from Cortezel. They're grouped up here. Wall comes on out, and Teal is having trouble getting anywhere. Ron with the phase shift is going to get a noob higher on health. Nihilist in trouble. Doubles on back here. Gets the extra healing that White Mane is known for, but it's still not enough. White Mane goes down. Saw that ult coming on out from Hanzo. It is the Dragon Strike. Got Odin here for Tychus, Blink Heal, Cocoon, and Unleash the Boars. Gonna trade altars here top for bottom. Chipkrunk slides on through. Teal gonna be happy and healthy. Sonya and Rex are continuing to battle it up here. Here in Thalion. Stressing out that mana bar, but the health is low here on Sonya. Stage Dive looking for Ron here. Just a quick Stage Dive forward. Ron gets away. Gonna heal up Teal as well. And another Dragon Knight is sneakily stolen here by Psistorm probes. Robot Ninjas. A little bit low, is going to be booted onto the side wall here. Dragon Strike not going to catch Nihilist as the Scarlet Aegis is popped. Can Nihilist get away? Yes, gets behind the gate. Dragon Knight is quick to being burned down basically already here. Sonya thinking about a big flank. Has Wrath of the Berserker here, so no leap to re-engage. Slide is good. Valera could be in trouble. Pops the unstoppable part of the Warden's Cage, trying to move back to safety. Nice polymorph comes on out the boars as well. Chipkrunk in trouble, and that is ETC to go down. Here in Thalion continuing to battle it out with Blank here in between lanes. Sonya forced to move away. That's Maiev next to fall. Nihilist trying to get on out of there. Gets behind the wall just barely again. Oh, White Mane gets tagged there on the edge. Blank with the swoop. That is a triple kill here for Psistorm probes. And we'll see if that can help them claim a structure here in the bottom lane. Looks like Teal is doubling back to help with the camp here. I want them to do this the other way around. I want them to get the structure, and then as the members of Psistorm, or as the members of Rendition Inquisition are spawning, they double back and take the keep. Looks like it might work out for them anyway here, but here comes the re-engage. Chipkrunk is going to be looking for a slide, and the fort is going to stand. Dubrak heading back to safety here. A little bit of crash experience in the top lane. No one dealing with that as of now. Right side siege is going here. Neutral Bruiser going to be worked on by Rendition Inquisition. Sonya doing a solo camp here on the left. Always risky to split up like that on camps in these coordinated environments. So far, there hasn't really been a shot call to invade a camp here from the side of Another stage dive onto the fort here from Chipcrump. Sorry, I was going to say on the side of Psistorm probes. Now we've got to push on the top lane. There's the Odin used by Valera. Trying to get this wall down, trying to get this bruiser camp down. But the counter pressure is coming on through. Rendition Inquisition just going to grab this bottom wall, saying thank you very much. We'll take a keep wall for a fort wall. They might get more here. Keep starting to take some damage. Nice dodge by King Elisar. There's the Scarlet Aegis coming on out to try to counteract this Dragon Arrow. Nihilist in big trouble here. White Mane goes down. ETC and the Cocoon and unable to peel. Chipcrunk has the slide to get away. Teal is coming on through, and this is almost certainly a dead ETC. There we go. Double kill here for Psistorm probes. Top fort in jeopardy here as this bruiser camp is still very healthy. Collapse on the mid onto Sonya. Here on Thalion trying to get away. Extra stun comes on out. Great follow-up, and that is Sonya to fall. Cortezal looking for Robot Ninja here. Doesn't quite get the scatter, though. Maiev just going to tag the camp and get back to base. Top lane pushing very well here for Psistorm probes. Dubrak just making sure there's no shenanigans over there. Valera going to grab another dragon. I believe that's the third red dragon so far this game. And the structure advantage does show it. Looks like Dragon Knight going to focus on the bottom lane fort first. Teal just trying to catch up that wave a little bit, save a bit of health on the Dragon Knight. Unleash the Boars is available. Dragon Strike comes on out here, trying to cover the gate. Does a decent amount of damage to that backline and dissuades here in Thalion from moving across. Big stun comes on out, and that is Sonya to fall. Nihilist was trying to get the save there, but could not get the damage pumping out in time. Keep wall to fall. Ron heading on back to base, just doing Brightwing things. Chipcrunk taking some poke damage here, has to watch out. Gonna get stunned, double stunned here, and wow, that is ETC to fall. King Elisar could be in trouble as well. There goes Maiev. Dragon Knight is close to expiring, but could possibly get some work done. Robot Ninjas is next. That is an extended quad kill, though Sonya is about to be back here. If they can find some extra picks, they might be able to parlay this into a core call. Unleash the Boars comes on out. That is two that are stunned there. Oh my goodness. White Mane goes down. Here in Thalion trying to get back into the base. Sonya gets away, but now the core is being pressured. Still 10 seconds on ETC. This is looking like it's going to be game. Odin expires, but we've got a catapult here. We've got minions here. Cortezal is going to be healed up. Here in Thalion going to be taken down. You see the ETC stage dive as well, but the core is almost certainly going to fall here. Containment disc not going to be enough. This is going to be game number 3 if they ever hit the core. Going over to Psistorm probes. GG. Very interesting series there. It was somewhat close there on Towers of Doom, but honestly, very well controlled there by Psistorm probes. Then Rendition Inquisition just came back and absolutely smacked them down on Braxis holdout, and now Dragonshire. Some moments of brilliance, but most of the damage done to structures was due to siege trading. Psistorm probes looking great in game 3 as well. Let's go to the post-match. Take a look at the stats here. Robot Ninjas on the Tassadar. Top siege, top hero damage, getting close to 39,000. Cortezal on the Hanzo, 51,500 damage on the Archer. Very nicely played. 14 kills to 2 there for Psistorm probes. Wow. Do a quick scoreboard update. We'll see if we can get ourselves an interview with our victors.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, hello, Valera. Congratulations on the 2-1.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
Quite an interesting series here. Honestly, all 3 games were kind of close at points, but ended up being a little bit of a blowout. Talk to me about game number one there on Towers of Doom. It seemed like you very much were favoring the map control with some interesting rotations there. Did you ever feel like you were losing control of the map at all, or did everything just kind of go to plan?
I mean, at certain points, definitely, it was an even game, for sure. Game one, so we didn't think it was easy. So yeah, definitely at points we probably felt like we lost control and had to get it back and figure something out. So we decided to change things up a little bit with rotations, and it worked out in the end for sure. So and then we started really rolling towards the mid game, so in the late game.
Tell me about just sort of team communication in general. Do you feel like being able to make those sort of offbeat plays, like targeting top lane early in these games, trying to get rotations out quickly, does a lot of that have to come on down to team comms, or are these things that you get to practice ahead of time?
So these are definitely things that we practice a lot. So depending on what situation we're in, we'll kind of dictate what our rotations are going to be like, and everything like that. So we definitely practice this type of stuff all the time.
Very cool to see. I know, like, there's kind of like the standard ways to play a lot of maps that teams tend to adhere to, so it's always interesting to see a team that tries to break that mold a little bit. Um, Going into the Dragonshire there, map number 3, it seemed like the team fight and the lane pressure was favoring Rendition Inquisition through sort of that mid game, but you guys just sort of kept ending up with the dragon all the way through. Was that surprising to you that you were able to keep picking up those objectives despite the sort of strong push there from Rendition Inquisition?
Maybe a little, but we definitely feel like we out macro rendition, and so we actually thought the Dragonshire pick was pretty favorable for us. But that's exactly what happened. Is we had people in position to soak and collect that objective while maintaining point control um, at the bottom. Like that three man worked hard.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's tough to, like, it was, at times it was the 4v4 defense, but a lot of time, especially when you're trying to catch the waves like you were, you end up in those 3v4 situations. And it was cool to see only giving up 2 kills that game. Sometimes it gets a lot more lopsided when you go with those odd number defenses. So I thought that was really well played.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Tell me a little bit about Psistorm Probes as a team. Is this a squad that is coming in with some, a couple of seasons under their belt? Any personnel changes coming into this season? How are things going in general?
So yeah, probes are one of three teams. We have banshees and dragoons as well. But as far as the probes, I've been captain of the probes for a few seasons now, and yeah, roster has definitely changed through the seasons. This year we have Teal as our new tank, and we have Blank and the offlaner are the newest members, and then Cortez and Ron in DPS and heal are from last couple of seasons so far. So. But I'm really happy with the team I have. They're really strong, and we're playing really well together. So couldn't be happier with what I ended up with.
Looking good tonight for sure. Looking forward in the schedule at all. Are there any other teams in the division that you're looking forward to facing? Any, matchups from past seasons you're looking to reprise?
This is actually the highest that the probes has been in NGS divisions. So we're always like Cool Cats and Kittens. We've played against quite a bit in lower divisions as well. So it's good to see them up here. Heavy Hitters was in the Psistorm Cup this year, so it's fun to see them here too. And then Clouded Minds, we scrim against Clouded Minds team all the time. So it's always good to see them too. The other teams I actually don't really recognize a whole lot. Maybe a couple players here and there, but it's good to be in a new division and some new competition, some better.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get in there, make your mark, and expand your influence amongst some new teams. It's cool. It's cool to see that, especially when you move up a division. You have a couple of teams you recognize, and a lot of new teams to try to overcome. So that's cool that it worked out that way.
Absolutely cool.
All right. Well, Valera, thank you so much for joining me. Congrats again on the 2-1. Why don't you tell folks where they can find you when you're not around here?
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to come hang out in the Psistorm Discord, we have links all over the place. You just let us know. Otherwise, Crush, thanks for casting. We really appreciate it. Shout out to Rendition Inquisition. It was really well played and a good series. And shout out to Psistorm. Let's go. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a good evening.
You too.